know I'm about to go in. Told me that I couldn't do it, but I gotta bring it back. So they're really on with it. Let's go. Tell me where you're from, where you stay. Now I keep it lit from the coast to the bay. Peace on the right.
If you guys are sick of wasting money on packs, go check out my sponsor. They offer the cheapest and most reliable way to buy coins straight from the source. Use code MAZE at checkout for 15% off your entire order.
Hello, my friends. It is good to see you again for the 4th consecutive day of uploading. That's right, we're trying to do daily uploads. I don't know how long I'm going to last, but we're going because it's the road to 100K. In today's video, we got part 4 of our weekend league recap, and that's games 20. No. Games 16 to 20. There we go. Our record is sitting at 13-2, so we are still on track for top 100 as long as we don't fall apart. And you guys are going to hate me for saying this, but we kind of fall apart. Madden fatigue is real. Why do you guys question me? This past weekend, I played like all 25 games in a row. And so at this point, we're 15 down. It's going to be a shit show. This is the perfect opportunity to blame every bad read, every bad play call, every bad user on Madden fatigue. And so that's exactly what I'm going to do, boys. Anything that goes wrong in these videos, it's not my fault. It's Madden fatigue's fault. Now, as always, before we get into the games, we're going to go over the best comments of the day. The first coming from Red Pill Popper, who said, no one, absolutely no one at all. Maze, it's Madden fatigue. Am I lying, though? I'm not lying. And the second comment comes from Javi X, who said, I haven't watched yet, but I know 100% Maze will say every time he passes to someone, he's my #1 target. I've been thinking about this a lot because I think your comment is spot on. I do tend to say that a lot. I think my #1 target is actually Jermichael Finley, also known as Jermichael. Even though Jerry Rice gets a lot of targets, I think Jermichael's #1. I think in my heart, I know Jermichael is the true #1. And one more thing before we get into the games. As many of you know, we're on the road to 100K. It's a long road, but we're nearing the end. We just hit 92,000 subs, and about 50% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed. So if you watch my videos, you like the content, and you want to help your boy out and help us get to 100K, hit that sub button, hit the notification bell. You won't regret it. I love you forever. Let's get into the video. I would just like to start off this video by saying this entire gameplay is dedicated to our main man, Jermichael Finley. I know it sounds like I say I have a lot of #1 targets. You guys made yourself loud and clear, but Jermichael Finley is our undisputed #1. So in today's video, our top 2 targets are Jermichael Finley and the other team because I'm going to throw so many interceptions. As usual, we are still in the Carolina Panthers offense in the 4-6 defense. Not much has changed. Now, I told you guys before, I'll say it again. Madden fatigue is very real, and it is fully set in at this point. We've played 15 games in a row, and we're not stopping until we're through all 25. So what you're about to see is some sloppy, dirty, raw, uncut Madden. Take out those dicks, and let's get ready to rumble. Starting off on the defensive side of the ball, 3rd and 10. Our record sitting at 13-2, and we can't really afford many more losses if we want to stay on track for top 100.
I'm legally blind.
Not the greatest way to start the game, but as we all know, it would not be a Mazomatic gameplay if we didn't start off with an interception. So now the pressure is on the defense, and that's exactly how I want it. A dot takes him to about the 40-yard line, and as you guys can see, my opponent is operating out of strong close, and another laser on 3rd and long gets him a fresh set of downs. Now, strong close can be very frustrating, but I honestly don't know if I've lost a game to strong close all year. I feel like the nickel 3-3-5 wide that I run tends to bag it pretty well, so I'm actually not that worried. Even though my opponent got 3 points on his first drive, we get the ball back now, an opportunity to go down and get 7. I'm feeling okay about this game. 3rd and 3, we get hit as we throw, not able to convert for a fresh set of downs, but now a 4th and short that we are forced to convert. My opponent's running some type of man coverage with no safety help over the top, and that's Neon Dion streaking on that S post. That route tech, that route tech is just a thing of beauty. Now, in the 3rd quarter, it's our ball once again. We go back to the exact same route, and I'm going to be honest, it looked like he was open. I saw Dion had his corner beat. It looked like he was behind the user. Now, it probably wasn't the best idea to go back to the same route twice after we just scored on it, but starting off the second half with a turnover. The defense does hold strong. We get him in a 4th and short, and he's able to convert on a deep in route. Now at the 40-yard line, looking to get a few more yards to field goal range. He fires to the sideline, and Calvin Johnson, the 6'5 frame, jumps up and intercepts the ball, giving us the ball right back. So now hopefully the offense does not screw it up. Barry Sanders with a solid gain out to the 36. Now into the 4th quarter, and if you guys could not tell, I am chewing clock. With a lead in the 4th quarter, our ball, I'm looking to take as much time off the clock as possible, because if we get 7 points here, we are going to pretty much put this game away. 2nd and 8 now, rock hard Rich, not finding any receivers open, so we go with a playmaker, and the ball hung in the air for a little bit too long. Under pressure, touch pass, and a great user for my opponent. Now 4th and 15, 2-minute warning has hit, and this is his opportunity for a money drive. Now, I don't really think his odds are too good, as our defense is kind of our pride and joy, but we end up getting the turnover on downs, kick a field goal, now up by 7, and he has a final opportunity to get back in this game. Down 7, only a minute to go, and Rich Gannon looking to save the day. Starts off the drive hot, hitting a receiver out to about midfield, but only 18 seconds remain, and he's got 1 timeout. So my goal here, keep him away from the sidelines. I don't want him to be able to get out of bounds, and a sack does the job. With 12 seconds, he's going to still need to go about 65 yards, and not even close. Not going to happen. Rod Woodson, perfect timing user pick to end this game. GG's to my opponent, and with that victory, our record now moves to 14-2, heading into game 17, and we are still on track for top 100, though we cannot afford to lose more games. We could maybe afford to lose 2 or 3 more games tops. Getting into the next game, we're going against a very familiar face. This is Zephyr. Zephyr is one of my Twitch mods, and me and him have had countless hell games going back to last year. He's been supporting the channel for a while, and I had no idea this was him. He actually messaged me after the game. He was playing somebody else's weekend league for them, but he started off hot with a touchdown drive, and now I know the pressure is going to be on our offense, because he's in trips tight end, and he's got a good trip, so one of the best offenses in the game, and it's going to be tough for me to get stopped, so I need to match his offense with my offense, and with the rate I'm throwing interceptions, it's not looking good. 3rd and 16 early, we end up finding a corner out to Jermichael Finley, our true #1 target. Now inside the 10, we are still passing the ball, and we find Barry Sanders on the wheel route out of the backfield, and with about 2 minutes left in the first half, we tie up the game. Now 7-7, his ball again, and we end up getting the pressure we desperately needed, getting the stop. He punts us the ball back, and now with a minute to go, we have an opportunity to take the lead. I'm playmakering receivers, not finding much open. He's only sending 2 with a great touch pass. We find Jerry Rice bouncing off the sideline. 20 seconds to go in the first half. We find our man Jerry once again down to the 10-yard line, and as time expires in the first half, we decide to play it conservative, take our 3 points, and go into half with a lead. Now starting in the second half, we got a 3-point lead with the ball. I do not want to turn the ball over. You see, we got Omaha activated as well. We're able to see his player, and we are just dotting. We got Omaha activated at the end of the first half, and so now coming out in the second half, things have been going hot. On 1st and 10 from the 40, he sends a lot of pressure, and I just thought his user was going to peel back up to the post. Not a great read by me, and now the defense is definitely going to have to do their work. 4th and 4, Lawrence Taylor screams in there. We end up getting the stop and getting the turnover on downs again. Now our ball at the end of the 3rd quarter, already at the 42-yard line. On 4th and 11, Jermichael Finley, I dedicated this entire video to you, and I just needed you to get 1 inch. You're right there, you're trucking, you weigh like 250 pounds, and you just got bitch made by Rod Woodson to give him the ball back. So now we are up 3, it's his ball. 3rd quarter time has expired, and a great play from Fear as he finds the running back. Everybody was manned up, and the running back was my user's responsibility. I got too aggressive helping out on the other routes, and it gave him the touchdown. So now we're down 4. It's our ball on a 4th and 1, and we end up finding Jermichael Finley, who's trying to make up for that last play he had on offense, where he didn't get the first down for us. So Jermichael, you got a lot of work to do, and on 1st and 10, we fire the playmaker, and I thought Moss was open enough, but it ends up resulting in an interception. 2nd and inches now. If he gets a couple first downs, this game is over. We send the heat, get a sack, bringing up a 3rd down. 3rd and 6 right here. Man coverage across the board. Remember, the running back is now my responsibility, and Lawrence Taylor is screaming in there once again. Maybe we should have dedicated this video to Lawrence Taylor. I think we're changing the scope. Lawrence Taylor, you are now the apple of my eye as Dion Sanders gets loose and gets sticky to the outside on the punt return. We could not finish the job, but it gets us a ball to the 23-yard line. Only down 4 points as we find Jermichael Finley once again now inside the 10. There's 22 seconds remaining in the game. It's 3rd and goal from the 14, and a very risky low ball to Jerry Rice, but he hangs on, and that is the go-ahead touchdown. Now now 17-14, only 19 seconds remain in the game. A fantastic play in the clutch. 4 seconds on the clock, and it's Hail Mary time, baby. We got everybody back. He goes with a little bit of a deep half glitch, but we got the boys there, and I think it was just a little bit too far, and that is how the game ends. GG's to Fear, now 15-2 and looking ahead to our next game. Going into the next one, those are my top 3. You see, we got the route KOs, and now when you take a look at my opponent's top 3, you notice he has route KOs as well. Starting off on the defensive side of the ball, we get him in a 4th and 23 early, and a very successful user sack gives us the turnover deep in opponent territory at the 14-yard line. An easy throw and catch to Jermichael Finley for the touchdown to start off with a lead. So 7-0, still early in the first, and he's got Vic. Throws an absolute duck straight to Dion Sanders. A little jurtle gets us out of there. Unfortunately, not able to get in the end zone, but we get the ball at the 7-yard line nonetheless. And on 1st and goal, we're going with a little curl zone beater right here. We see Randy Moss on the outside, and another great throw from Rock Hard Rich gets us into the end zone for the 2nd time. So up 14-0 now. And this is where things start going south. So my opponent on the offensive side of the ball. And how did Vic make this throw? I literally do not know how Vic made this throw. It was like crossbody in the face of pressure. Playmaker, I don't even know. He must have roaming deadeye because that was a phenomenal throw. And honestly, it's throws like that that make me want to switch to Vic right now. Now 1st and 10, a great little angle route for my opponent. I thought he was going to the flats, and so I sprinted out to the flats, and the angle route caught me slipping. 1st and 10 now. Randy Moss with a great catch and juke out to midfield. 2:33 left on the clock, and come Cannon Gannon with another laser to Barry Sanders. Now at the 31, the 2-minute warning has hit, and honestly, we're driving with ease. I'm not really worried about it on defense. We've gotten all the way down to the field without even throwing an incompletion, and then inside the 10, we threw the pass a little bit early, and it's intercepted by Isaiah Simmons. So a fantastic drive, capped off with a Stevie Wonder read in the red zone. And now my opponent's driving, looking to tie up the game. Thankfully, the clock kind of ran out on him, and he had to kick his field goal on 3rd and 6. But he brings the lead within 4, and going into the second half, even though it's our ball, we didn't end on a high note, so we're up 4. We got to go down. I want 7 to make it a 2-possession game. Finley on the sideline is helping us get the job done, but it actually looks like he did not get his feet in. I don't even know why I showed that. Maybe because I got cheated. But we followed up with a strike to Jerry Rice on the sideline. Now at the 20-yard line. Hit the tight end crosser. That's Cooley. I think Finley needed a little bit of a breather. And now 1st and goal from the 3. I decide to throw the ball again. I had Square wide open, but I decided to try to low ball it to the hitch right in front of me. Look at Square. Square was just calling for the ball wide open. I don't know why I didn't throw it. Just a bad read inside the red zone once again. So that's our 2nd time we've been right there on the precipice of scoring and throwing an interception. Really, what I need to do is just start running the ball. Just run the ball inside the 10, and everything will be much better. Now, in the 4th quarter, he has an opportunity to make something very bad happen. We get him in a 4th and 2, looking to play some good defense, and just a simple error. I did not blitz my user, so when I clicked off expecting my user to hit the quarterback, he ends up running to the running back because he was manned up on him. A very small error that costs us big. Now the 2-minute warning has hit. It's 4th and 7. Finley gets us the first down, and we got to go down and get at least 3 points. So far, the way our offense has been moving, I don't think that will be a problem. The problem is going to be finishing inside the red zone. Under a minute to go now, and we find the running back over the middle. A big gain puts us deep within field goal range, and now my sights are set on scoring. A terrible throw had a sack animation. Can you believe this shit? I got hit as I threw it. Triangle is wide open, and even though it goes in that direction, it bounces off the D lineman's head and right to his user. And so that is how this game ends. Boys, we had 3 red zone turnovers in a row, and we only lost by 3. So that one, an absolute heartbreaker. I was fuming after that game. There are some games where you feel like, yep, that guy was better than me. And then there are games you lose like that where I feel like I just shot myself right in the dick. But you got to move on, because then 1 loss can turn into 7. So you got to have a short-term memory when you're playing Madden, or else that's going to stick with you. 3rd and 18, my opponent converts on a 3rd and very long. Now 3rd and long again, and he's looking to do the same, rolling out with Vic, and he throws a deep crosser. I have route KO, So I was extremely surprised that his receiver was able to hang on to that, because usually in those situations, that's when route KO activates in the first place. Dion Sanders up the seam, slipping through defenders, and that's a 75-yard touchdown to fire right back. So tying up the game early, and let's take another look. That was in a tight little, tight window, and Dion Sanders makes a great catch, weaves through defenders, and takes it all the way for a touchdown. So a great way to start off this game, coming off an angry loss. You know, that's a good way to get your mentality kind of back in the right spot, is with successful big plays like that. But my opponent is having a lot of success on offense as well, and as we head into the second quarter, he ends up kicking a field goal, taking a small 3-point lead, and now the fate of our team lies in Rock Hard Rich. Now, he finds a playmaker early to Randy Moss, puts us in opponent territory, already in field goal range with still a minute 30 on the clock. From there, we throw it to Jerry Rice, who gets us inside the 10, and I already told you guys, I should just be running inside the 10 to avoid throwing interceptions, but I decide to pass again, and it bites me in the ass again, right in the ass. It doesn't feel good. So now we are still down 3, and he has a minute on the clock, and he is looking to extend that lead even further going into half. He finds some success getting 3 points on the board, but thankfully for us, it's only a 6-point lead total, and we have the ball to start the second half. So we have an opportunity to get in the end zone, take a 1-point lead.
That's a laser.
And that is exactly the spark we needed with that dot from Come Cannon Gannon. We take a 1-point lead at the end of the third quarter, and now an opportunity to get off the field on 4th and 6. Vic is scrambling, looking for someone. We send the spy. He throws a jump ball, and within almost triple coverage, he just pressed a button, I'm sure of it. And on 4th down, he ends up coming down with a catch. Very disappointed. And I'm sure he has matchup nightmare or something, but we had Isaiah Simmons, Sean, we had guys there. And because of that catch, he's able to get 3 points on the board, take the lead late in the 4th, and now we're down 2 points. Now, the one saving grace, as we fire an absolute dot right there to Finley, the saving grace is we're only down 2 points. And so we only need to get in field goal range as opposed to getting in the end zone. And that's much easier. A couple plays and we're already there at the 38-yard line. Now we're just trying to make this field goal earlier and chew some clock. Finley with a great catch, a great air truck, takes us inside the 20, where we chew a little bit more clock down and kick the 3 points. Now up by 1 again, but he's got a minute to go. Starting off his money drive, we get a sack, and that is huge. 50 seconds now on the clock, and keep in mind, he's got no timeouts. He runs with Vic, and he stays inbounds again. Now 4th and 12, only 20 seconds on the clock, and it's looking even better for us. He tries to throw this deep corner, but our user was there, and he almost mossed us again. Let's take another look. Our user's right there, Isaiah Simmons. He jumps up and almost mosses us. He gets the animation, but Sean Taylor thankfully jumps up and swats that ball out. So we get the victory, now 16-3, heading into our final game of part 4, game 20. And we get matched up with IMOSU. Now, anytime somebody has a Madden specific gamer tag, you got to assume they're going to be good at the game, or else they're just a weirdo. Starting off on offense, and we got Jerry Rice. He sees Moss in the other guy's name, and he says, screw you, I'm the best receiver of all time. I don't really agree with that, but that's what he said as he breaks off 3 tackles and gets into the end zone. Take another look. He trucks one. The other one misses. He slides off the other, and then it's off to the races, and you're probably not going to catch 98 speed streaking down the sideline. So an early start for us, getting on the board 7-0. Now 4th and 8. My opponent throws a streak, and we get burned on 4th down. We almost got off the field, but thankfully it looked like our defense was holding strong other than that big play. So now on offense, we got to make sure we don't turn the ball over. That's Jerry Rice once again. And even though I say I dedicated this video to Jermichael, I think what you guys said was right. Jerry Rice is really fighting for that top spot, but Jermichael is right back in the action with another catch on the sideline. Now 3rd and 9 at the 34-yard line early in the second quarter. Back to Jerry Rice. Unfortunately, we were not able to push it into the end zone. We get stopped and held to 3 points. After the last defensive series, the goal here is to not give up any big plays. We almost get a sack on the quarterback, but he ends up firing a pass to Lance Allworth, who barely makes a catch. We get him in a 4th down once again, this time playing more coverage on the field, and he throws a deep ball that is heavily covered. Dion Sanders able to get the interception on 4th and 9 and give us the ball back. So now we're going to be up 3 points, 30 seconds left in the first half, and if we can get any points out of the end of this, we're going to be sitting okay. 4th and 15, 10 seconds remain. We're going with this deep post, and Randy Moss, 99 speed, and that's the route KO. I thought he was open, but that's why route KOs are so good, because a lot of times you're forced into these throws because they look open, and then they end up hitting the ball out incomplete. So now in the second half, we're still up 3 points. It's my opponent's ball, and he's driving across midfield now. At the 33-yard line, Vic is going to take off, fire a very risky crossbody throw, but get the conversion down to the 22-yard line. The way he's playing, though, he's playing very risky, and it seems like we're going to get a turnover soon. That's Charles Woodson off to the races.
I'm about to bust.
A huge turnover from Charles Woodson that is essentially going to put this game out of reach, barring any crazy setbacks on defense. Now 2nd and 2. We're up by 2 possessions. We're in the 4th quarter. So as long as we don't give up any big plays, we're going to be okay. As I say that, we give up a 1-play touchdown. There was so many things I could have done differently, and that's what we ended up going with. Thankfully, though, we got a couple route... I thought he was open again. You know, that Z-post looked open, but it ends up being incomplete because of the route KOs again. So if you guys were curious as to how route KOs work, there's another route KO. You guys are seeing it a lot this game. That is why these route KOs are so good, because it looks like the receivers are open, you throw it, and then the ball gets hit out incomplete. So there's now about 15 seconds on the clock. We're at the 14, and we got to go a ways if we want to get in field goal range to win this game. It's tied up 17-17, about 10 seconds to go at the 32-yard line. Running a corner route from the outside, Dion Sanders is open. He catches it and gets out of bounds. 5 seconds on the clock, 1 timeout. Very risky situation because even though we want to win, we don't want to give a turnover, and it's right over his user's head into field goal range, and the quick timeout gets us in field goal range. It's going to be a 54-yarder. It's iced. We got the new kicker. It's up, down the middle, doesn't have the leg, and it's good. And that is how the game ends. We get the victory on a walk-off field goal. Now our record, 17-3. So we got 5 games remaining. We're 17-3. It looks like we are on pace for top 100. And if you guys want to know how we finish, this video will be up, the final part, tomorrow, games 21 through 25. If you like this one, leave a like down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Road to 100K. Let's get it, baby. I'll be seeing you guys soon.
Now I'm on the outside.